FightHype.com here with the one and only Ann Wolfe. And I wanted to catch up with you real quick to ask you how James is doing. I know you know, they were talking about him doing that fight with Canelo. I just want to get your thoughts real quick and see you know, what you thought about that fight.
He's not 100%.
What's
so
that?
I told him not to take it for no amount of money. Or I go into a gunfight with a stick. Not ready. So I told him just wait, chill out, and it'll happen.
Were you guys, I mean, were you already in the gym? Did you do a little bit of light work with him and, you know, just kind of felt some pain in it, or?
No, I mean, James had surgery 6 weeks ago. I put him through hell, so I knew it wasn't going to work. I didn't have to do nothing. I knew it wasn't going to work. And once he called me and asked me what I thought, I told him I didn't think that was going to work. Why would you go into that type of fight with a fighter that's improving? Canelo is improving every time he fights. Why would you go in that type of fight and not being 100%?
What do you, like, what are your thoughts on that fight? I mean, obviously you had, you know, the fight with Molina. You know, it seemed like James had a little bit of trouble with that style. Do you think Canelo presents a little better style for James?
I'm not going to say that James had trouble with the style. James, to me, wasn't 100%. Shoulder was hurting. You know, he didn't do what he was supposed to do, I'll say 100%, especially with the shoulder and get the spotlight. But in shape, 100% mind, body, and soul, James Kirkland will give anybody or knock out anybody. Well, Canelo gonna get touched, I promise you, because he likes to touch. So him and James is gonna be an interesting fight, a war. Because I think once they trying to teach Canelo how to move around, this, that, and that. Once he get touched, he gonna go back to what he knows and he likes to train.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you know, you said, you know, they'll probably try and teach Canelo how to move around a little bit more. And I know in the Molina fight, you know, it seemed like you were trying to get James to box a little bit more, you know, when the fight first started, but...
No, in a Molina fight, you're looking at somebody that wasn't 100%. 100% of James, and what I take him through, he not calls Molina in 3 rounds. You gotta let his hands go. You got James kind of fight, you gotta be 100% let your hands go. Okay, his shoulder was messed up bad, so we usually go 100, 150 rounds of sparring. We barely got in maybe 40 rounds of sparring. He wasn't sharp. He wasn't hitting the pads the way he needed to because his shoulder was hurt. So he allowed him time up, this, that, because his arm was hurt. I said, shit, if the motherfucker pop out of socket, then what we gonna do? So, you know, he was always worried because sometimes he hit the pad and it'd pull out of the socket and he'd be fighting one-armed. So, you know, he was probably fighting 60%.
Do you think, I mean, obviously he had the surgery 6 weeks ago. Do you think he'll be able to get back to 100% now that the surgery's over, or do you think he'll always have trouble with that?
I had the same surgery. You have to take your time. It's not like even breaking a bone. That's muscle and tissue and ligaments that are torn apart, and then once you get back in there, you have to bang and bang and bang and bang. It takes time. And then once it's healed, you got to straighten it back up. And yes, I do think he'll be 100% because after I had mine, I took my time. I didn't rush it. I took about 6-7 months. Then I took, it takes a good, I say 9 months to heal it and allow it to get strong. Because I trained so fucking hard, I'll rip the motherfucker out myself.
Do you think that, I mean, are you looking to keep him out for that, you know, long of a period?
No, I think that, you know, you're not going to put him up in there with nobody like that. A #1 ranked guy, you keep him out 3 or 4 months, warm him up, get him somebody that he can fight, he good, you know, November, December, then wait a couple of months and then you're ready. You don't go off of a Carlos Molina fight the way he looked, not training good, not, you know, being able to be 100% with his shoulder, and then going to fight the #1 guy. That's not good.
Well, what kind of I mean, you know, what kind of an opponent? I mean, obviously, I mean, like you said, that's the #1 guy, but there's a lot of other, I mean, Cornelius Bundridge is out there.
You know, what you're looking at is, a lot of people don't look at it this way. Canelo done fought how many times? 5-6 times in the last 12 months. Hot fighters do good. James hadn't fought but twice in the last 12 months. Canelo hot as fish grease. Why would we go up in there with somebody like that? You still got Cornelius Bundy. He's a champion. You want to give James something to work on, to build him up, or just give him 6 months out and then let him fight.
Well, obviously, like I said, you know, the Canelo fight, I mean, it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
No.
You know, it looks like James is going to be, you know, back in the gym, taking his time.
Let me tell you something James done. After all this shit went down, James hardly ever goes to the gym when there's not a fight. James went back to the gym because he needs to get to be 100%. Point blank. blank. I don't know what else. I mean, if Canelo had a fucking shoulder like that, would they fight James after he done fought 6 or 7 fights? Switch those tables around.
Right.
Would he do it?
Right.
Hell no.
Right.
Because we were supposed to fight Canelo after we came back from Mexico. And little to be known, James hurt his shoulder then, and he wasn't 100% in Mexico. But it wasn't as bad as it was, you know, before the Molina fight.
That's what's up. Well, I don't want to keep you. Is there anything else you got going on? I know you work with other fighters and everything. Is there anything else you want to put out there?
Nope. I just do what I do. I train well. I'm gonna take anybody I take. I want a fighting chance, and I don't give a shit about no money. When I lay my head down, I ain't worried about no money, and I am not scared of anyone. Neither is James Kirkland.
That's what's up. That's what's up.